everyone, and welcome to Back at the Ranch. I'm Jessica Martin. I will be filling in for the fabulous Danny Naub this week. With me today, we have Carl. Nice to
Hi,
have you here,
Jess.
Carl.
Thanks for having me.
I'm really excited to talk to you because you were one of my personal favorites from the beginning, who I was rooting for. Just like
Thank
from
you.
your audition to having you on, you were just full of so much personality. Um, I'm sad to
I
see you
tried.
get here.
Yeah, it's too bad, but I had a fun time while it lasted.
Yeah. So you're Rob's friend from season 2, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Very nice. Did you watch his season or did he just tell you about this and say you'd be a good fit?
I actually watched a season. He highly recommended I signed up, and I was very reticent for a very long time. And after forcing the matter for several months, I finally decided that, maybe why not? And like a few months later, here I am.
That's awesome.
It was super fun because like people may not believe me, people seldom believe me, but I'm actually quite an introvert. Like making social efforts takes actually a huge toll on me usually. But I feel like when I have to put a social effort, I know how to do that well. It's just that I get really tired from it. But so I was a little nervous. I know I can be a little awkward. Sorry about that. A little awkward and a little neurotic. And so yeah, I just wanted to come off as normal and come off as like a total chill person and like not freak out at first. But I think I threw that out the window pretty quickly as soon as I started. I was too excited to be there.
Well, that is a surprise to me because I would say you're like a social butterfly just from watching that. But so okay, so you guys got split up into your parties, and how did you feel after day 0 about the party that you got put on?
Yeah, that was really tough for me because I had a list of people on day 0 that I wanted to talk to just off of like their facial reactions and like the vibes I was getting through the original call, and I didn't make it through half of that list by the end of day 0. So basically, on day 1, I had about half of the people I really wanted to talk to that ended up on one tribe, and half of the people that I wanted to talk to, but I didn't get to talk to, ended up in the other tribe or the other party, I should say. Sorry. And I ended up in the party with some of the people I wanted to talk to, but I didn't get to talk to. And so I was very nervous. I was like, I hope that I didn't get to test drive those relationships before we got into the parties. And so I was a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And then also the people that I felt like I had the highest affinity with ended up being in the other party. So I was a little sad that I didn't get to be with them, speaking of Jordan and Robin. But then I was also like, trying to see like what I needed to do, figure out what to do to basically maybe reconnect with or like actually connect with the people that I wanted to, but didn't have a chance to do. And luckily for me, that included Austin. I had spoken to Lainey a little bit, but I didn't really dig deeper into that until day 1 and well past day 1 really. But so it ended up working pretty well for me, or like I made the best of it, but I was definitely nervous at first.
Yeah, I know watching as a mod, like I saw you and Robin have that instant connection the first day. And then when you guys got put on separate parties, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But it ended up working out for you because you were in the majority in Shira. And I do remember like the last thing I think what Robin said to you on day 0 was like to watch out for Trent, that he was
Yes.
making
Yeah.
alliances the first day. And then I saw you guys got put on Shira together, and you guys both made it really far at this point.
That was very interesting because it definitely painted my whole interactions with Trent moving forward. I mean, it wasn't just Robin. The fact that that was reaffirmed by Austin also on day 1 when I got to talk to Austin definitely did not help how I was going to approach that relationship with Trent. I think we ended up working relatively well together, even though the entire time I had like my antennas up and it was definitely like, I don't so yeah, that was definitely an interesting interaction. And I think I'm like, because now that I'm out and I've been thinking about it in retrospect, I don't even know if I can trust all the things that I based my interactions with on, or my strategies on. I feel like I'm questioning all of that now. Like, was it like, did I get the right information or not? But I guess I'll find out when everything airs out, and I'll be able to to see what
Yeah.
was really happening.
So Shira went to quite a few crossroads in the beginning, and you
Yeah.
were lucky enough to make it through that. You were on the right side of the numbers when we did the swap. I think this swap where you guys kidnapped Robin was definitely like one of the biggest moments, with the Jon Snow or Arliana vote. How did you feel about Robin at that moment? Because I think you were under the impression that he was going to vote with you, and he did the opposite of what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, so originally he had said he was gonna vote, he wasn't gonna vote at all. And then I honestly have a very vague recollection of what happened. I don't remember the name he actually told me in that moment, but so I guess I wasn't surprised. I think there is a possibility that he had originally said that he wanted Arliana out, which I guess I didn't care as much who it was. I just wanted to make sure that him and I were on the same page. So yeah, so if he changed his mind, I didn't make too much of it, to be honest. I just wanted him to be happy, just so that so that he'd feel comfortable working with me as we moved forward into the game for the rendezvous. So I
Yeah.
didn't make too much of it, even though when later on I did decide to make a move against him and Jordan. Part of that calculation was that, oh, he's been playing since before the rendezvous, and so I can't trust him. So like that didn't really hit me until much later on, basically.
Yeah, no, because it's interesting watching it from like my perspective. And I remember him saying to you guys that Arliana was a bigger social threat and this
Mm-hmm,
and that
mm-hmm.
she should be taken out. So you wrote her name down. But then when he votes, he says
Yeah,
that
is it?
Arliana would be more loyal to him. So he
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
John out.
Yeah. No, yeah, not like, like when you like again, like with perspective, I guess those are definitely things to I should have picked up on at the time. But for me, it really didn't matter. I probably would have wanted Arliana more out than Jon Snow. I think that's what I probably wanted more. But at the end of the day, like either one gone would have been, I think would have been fine for me. That's why I was really adamant on splitting the vote so that nothing would surprise us. One of them would have been going home. Probably would have rathered Arliana at that point. And again, in retrospect, I should have picked up on the cues maybe between Robin and Arliana
He was
at that
playing
juncture.
good. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, he
definitely,
played really well. I'm super impressed. I mean, yeah, I was super impressed with the gameplay I was able to see, and I can't wait to see exactly how like it looked from the other side when I get like a complete point of view of what he was doing and what he did. So yeah,
yeah, it's always fun to watch it back and pick up on the things like you had no idea were
exactly.
happening.
Yeah, yeah.
We get to the rendezvous after, and you guys are definitely down in original Shira numbers. And Michael's the first vote. Did you have any idea that he would be the one to go?
Yeah, Robin gave me a heads up. I think, yeah, I think he gave me a heads up, and I wasn't too mad about it. I remember at one point I spoke to him and Lainey in a room together, and then I left the room, and they stayed in that room for an extended period of time. And at that point, I realized that Lainey was a number for me moving forward, and I was like, I can't have Michael be her number one moving forward. I needed to be her number one, so. When the name Michael came up, for me, that was like, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not sure that I could have done anything to stop it, but I could have definitely maybe tried to campaign against it or like, try to throw Trent's name out more, even more at that point. Cause, um, but yeah, no, I wasn't mad about it, and I definitely didn't stop it, even though I did stick to the vote, the same vote as Trent, Lainey, and Michael at that point, because from what Robin and I had decided is we had to look as if we were on opposite ends of the votes to make, like, we wanted to brouiller la piste and make confuse everyone and not let anyone know in on how much we were working together, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Oh, you guys did a good job at that. What did you guys
Until I
think
blew it
about
up.
what did you guys think about Michael's game? I just felt like he was really hard to read and he was playing like really stealthy and just not sharing anything with anyone.
Yeah, he was super quiet. I remember the first I didn't get to talk to him until day two. And after talking to like he was one of the people, well, so first of all, on day zero, I thought he was an engineer, so I was super excited to have someone that I thought would be able to do math problems for us in case we needed math. But then down the line, turns out he wasn't an engineer, but but he had I think he's in the business background, but so I was really excited to talking to him, and then when I did get to talk to him, and then did get to learn a little bit about more about him, I still felt like he was holding back a lot. So I don't really think I got to know him until after my elimination. So
Yeah.
until I got to jury. So yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that definitely is also I will say that it definitely sketched me out a little bit because I wasn't sure if it was just a matter of him being more timid or shy, or if it was a matter of him playing a game. So I was definitely, again, this game is, you get very easily paranoid in this game. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially when someone's not like giving you much to go on. You're like, what are they
exactly,
thinking?
exactly, yeah.
Um, so then the next vote is when Arliana goes, and it's nice that I feel like all lines are blurred at that point. People from her old alliance are voting for her. Um, did you guys know at that point when you voted her out that she had the first compass in the game?
No. And I'm so happy, I'm so happy I didn't know, because otherwise you would have seen a different Carl on that. Because if I recall, on top of that, my name was the name, the throwaway vote. Well, not the vote on the Arliana side, right? So it was a few votes, 3 votes for me, and then the rest of the votes for Arliana. And so if I had known she had the compass at that point, I would have been freaked out the entire strategy session, the entire crossroads, and the minute that the first time my name would have been brought up. Anyway, it would have been a completely different call for sure, for sure.
Like that
But
was,
yeah, no, it was yeah, it was, maybe it's a good thing I didn't know or I didn't
oh yeah,
suspect
like
anything.
that worked out so great for you guys getting someone with that out. And I don't
Hmm.
know if you ever found out that compass clue that she got and the compass that Lainey and Robin claimed, that there was one compass the whole
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
What did you guys think when you
Uh,
found out about that?
that was extremely frustrating to find out about that, because I kept asking Lainey, "How did you find it? How did you find it?" And she wouldn't give me a clear answer. And so, and yeah, so it was a little frustrating. Like in retrospect, probably like it's a little frustrating. I would have loved, especially the way I got out, because I feel like if I had a compass, I would have definitely played a compass on the day on that day I got out, voted out. So, I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't know. Did she actually find out that you could give it
No,
to?
she didn't. But I just wanted to know where one could find a compass, and so yeah, anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. I can't say that I would have tried to claim it myself or anything, but at least to know how to get one. I realized very quickly in the game that my game was not going to be one of playing compasses, finding and playing compasses. So
Mhm.
I try to do my best without it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to play a compass when there's only one in the game. And
Yeah, yeah.
but okay, so the next vote we get to is Danielle, but you vote for Robin.
Yeah, so that okay, so I guess to explain that we have to go back to all the way to the Michael vote, because as soon as we got to the rendezvous, Robin was telling me that your name, I feel like he warned me that my name may have been coming up a little bit, but that for the first vote and maybe second one it would be fine. But like I had this idea that we would keep each other on the on the no. So when we move next to the next vote, which is the Arliana vote, and my name does come up without him ever giving me a warning. In fact, he kept me in a room with Lainey for like 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. And I couldn't communicate with Trent. I couldn't communicate with Arliana, Danielle, and Sneha. So my name does come up during that vote. I start freaking out a little bit. I'm like, so like I thought he would have given me a heads up. Your name, you're the pawn, or like we're telling them it's you, and he didn't. And so that made me nervous. And so on the Danielle vote, when I did what I like to do and try to start stuff up during Crossroads,
Mhm.
and it turns out that my name was brought up by Jordan. I was like, wait, what? And like, so I feel like if they had told me that that they were gonna throw my name in just to be like confuse the other side or something, it would have been I probably would have been a little afraid during the Arliana vote, but I would have trusted that this was a plan for us and not their plan. And so when it came out and not from them that they had thrown my name in there, even though it was probably as a pawn, I totally freaked out. And Jordan's answer in that moment also in Crossroads was not satisfying. It freaked me out even more. So she she looked like someone who just got caught, like a child who just got caught in a lie. And I was like, whoa, okay, you need to back up here. Why are you trusting these people this much? And so yeah, in the moment I try to whip some votes live with Trent. But I think there was a little miscommunication there. And so Trent was not okay with it. So yeah, so definitely yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you were definitely good at making Crossroads live. We always were excited to see what you were gonna say.
I'm happy I could entertain.
But yeah, so then the next vote is Jordan, which is interesting because it seemed like Robin and Jordan at one point were like your top two people. And then she gets the lone vote from you that sends her home the next Crossroads.
Yeah, that was so the person that I wanted to get rid of on the Danielle vote, even though I ended up whipping votes for Robin, was actually Jordan. But I realized that I did not have the code to signal to the people I wanted to vote with me to switch to Jordan without letting Jordan know about it. So I was like, I feel betrayed by Jordan. How do I get back at Jordan? Get rid of her closest ally, even though he was probably also my closest ally. But I was like, I want to retaliate.
Classic.
That was probably my most emotional move in the game, probably that vote. But then on the vote after, I had the feeling that I could get rid of Jordan in that moment. It probably required me taking a risk. And that was like risking to, well, either lose Robin as an ally, because we had patched things up between those two crossroads, or at least I think we patched things up between those two crossroads, or losing him because he'd be the one to get the most votes. I had the suspicion that he had a compass, so I was like, at this point in the game, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Losing him as an ally, or losing him in the game completely to get rid of Jordan. And so I took my shot. I know that I said that I would probably let Lainey take some credit for it because if she stays in the game, I want her to be able to use that as a way to defend her game if she makes it to the final. But after all of this is over, I just want to make it clear that was my move. No one else had anything to do with it. I did that by myself. In fact, I remember in the voting booth, I was like, who am I gonna like? Am I like? I was really questioning. Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? So I was like, and no one knew about it. I decided, like, yeah, yeah.
That was absolutely your move, and you were building a little resume for yourself there, which like you already had a target on your back you're playing great. You're very well liked by everyone. And I think that kind of helped cement what was the next vote,
Yeah.
where it was between either sending you or Robin that was going home that night,
Yeah.
the
I
battle
it
of
was
the Day Zero Alliance.
yeah.
And I think Trent was the swing that night
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was
because he
Trent
won.
was the he won exemption, and I think at that point, I'm not sure if he was the swing because I think Sneha was probably the swing at that point because I think at that point it was clear that Trent kind of had to get rid of me, and
Yeah.
Sneha would have had to decide between me and Robin who did she want to move forward with, and even though like I feel like now I can understand and appreciate that I had become that big of a target, or at least I'm working on on realizing that. I still think that Robin was the way bigger threat. I think because I feel like physically he could there the challenges he could I felt like he had been holding back the entire time on the show, and so I felt like other people could have picked up on it, so I felt like if they see what I'm seeing they have to get rid of him instead of me, right? And that's why ultimately during the crossroad I decided to be like swing hard for Robin. But the entire day before we actually started filming that day, I was like, I need to talk to Robin because he needs to realize that if him and I want to don't win the next competition, they're gonna have to choose between him and I. And I felt like that was too big of a gamble. I felt like him and I needed to move forward in the game, in order for either of us to make it to like final three, for example,
Yeah.
and ultimately final two, as some of us starting to suspect that there's going to be a final two. And so the problem though is that I feel like after backstabbing him, again, he did not want anything to do with me, or like he didn't want to talk to me at all. I feel like he avoided me the entire night during the strategy time, and so yeah, by the time we got to crossroads, I realized it's gonna be me or him. So try to swing hard, and I guess I wasn't able to do so.
You put up a good fight, though. You really did.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really, yeah. I think I was definitely tired by all of it by the end. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not sure I went out on my best performance. So yeah.
It really does, though, like mirror the emotions of a TV show that we all really like to watch. Like, even though you're
Yeah.
not on the island starving, you're like mentally exhausted from
Hmm.
playing.
Yeah, very much so. I like I said from the get-go, social interactions really drain me. And I thought it would be easier because it's through like the internet. But by the end of it, I was like, no, it's as tiring as real life interactions. I can't imagine how these people on the other show that we all love do it, because they do it in person while being starved. It blows my mind completely.
Yeah, I wondered that too. I'm like, how do some of these people have like a smile on their face and they're
Yeah,
talking? I would be sleeping the
I
whole
yeah,
time.
completely lethargic, completely.
Like, please don't talk to me.
Exactly.
So now that we're down to the final four, who are you rooting for?
So I feel like the work that I was able to do with Lainey, especially the Jordan vote, that would not have been it's my move, but that would not have been possible without Lainey. So I want to back my girl up as much as I can. So going into jury, you already know I'm gonna try to whip some votes for her. That being said, she hasn't earned my vote yet. I think that I'm probably rooting for Robin right now. And I would love to see my Canadian homeboy make it to the final and take the whole thing. But honestly, for me, it's also a matter of like, as long as you get yourself there, you deserve the vote. And you just have to defend your game. And so ultimately, I don't want to say who I would vote for yet, even though I'm probably rooting for Robin. Sorry, but at the end of the day, it's a matter of like defending your game. If you've played a passive game, but you can tell me why you had to play a passive game and how it got you to where you are, I'll vote for you. And if you played an aggressive game and you can't defend why you were aggressive this whole time, I will not vote for you. So yeah, whoever makes it just has to do a good job at defending it. And I really hope that Robin can be that person. If not, I'll do my best to whip some votes. Even if I end up voting for Robin, do my best to whip some votes up for Lainey.
Yeah, definitely. It always comes down to how do you sell yourself at the end of
Exactly.
the day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, if
You would
Lainey
know.
yeah, but if Lainey does make it to the end too, I think she's been playing really great, but like we just said, sell yourself.
Sell yourself. Yeah.
Um, so after going through all of this, would you play again?
Oh hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes. When I got out, the first thing I told my friends, like, in real life, was that honestly, this has been my audition for an all-star season.
I
And I
think I'd
really
agree with
hope
that.
that if I really do hope that if you guys do have an all-star season, that I get a call, because I had so much fun. I enjoy, and honestly, like, the community that I feel like I've been exposed to, it's just an amazing one. Even like during the game, the mods are obviously not allowed to talk to us, but they come and go through our rooms, and I felt the support the entire time. Like, honestly, I and just like the people that I've met, and the like, the like in the short amount of time too, because it was strictly game. I feel like our season, compared to other seasons where I feel like you guys probably had time to like really get to know each other, but like, even despite that, I feel like I really got made some really awesome connections that I can't wait to explore beyond the game. Like, just like people that I thought were just like really cool, and I can't wait to talk to outside of the game.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's such a unique experience. And you guys were the first people that ever went through our week version of the game, which is
Mm.
awesome. You could say you were the first. And yeah, it's such like it's hard for other people to relate to the experience that haven't gone through it, but it's a really awesome way, especially during this like weird time in the world, to meet all these
Yeah,
different
yeah,
unique people that you wouldn't have met otherwise.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and like all over the country, all over continent too. That's like one of the coolest thing about it too. It's like, I got to meet people from like all walks of life, from like throughout the country. Like, super interesting people, different personalities, and I don't, yeah, it was a definitely like a I will cherish this experience for a very, very long time. So thank you again.
oh,
Like, I really had a blast.
Oh, that is, we love to hear that feedback, and we were so happy to have you on this season. You were wonderful, and we're so excited to have you as a part of this community now.
I can't
And
wait. I can't
I
wait.
I
Even if
think you might get a call one day for returning season.
yeah, no, I can't wait. And even like, even if not as a competitor, but like to be behind the scenes and just like watch you guys do and help you guys do what you do, I can't wait to do that too. Like, I'm so excited about this. Like, I also told my friends at home, like, I think I've met my people. Like, I've always had like one or two friends that, we like, geek out on Survivor or whatever, like reality competition show that I like. But like, to have a whole community just based on that fact and that love, and for the game, the strategy, and like, the social aspects, all of that, everything that it takes to make a show like this, it's such a unique experience, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah. Well, we are happy to have you, and thank you so much for sitting down with me today. We'll definitely get you in some behind the scenes stuff and whatnot, but thank you for playing.
No, thank you for letting me play. Honestly, like, yeah, I can't believe I got chosen in the first place, and I can't believe I got to do this, so thank you.
Yeah, this has been Back at the Ranch. Thanks again to Carl, and we will see you on the next episode.